What's up, everyone? This is Spilling Tea with Chris G, and tonight I'm going over Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. I'm going to be going over my top five highlights, and I'm going to go ahead and spill that tea for you guys at the end, so let's get started. So, for my first highlight is Willie and Shonda. Okay, you guys, so listen. Now I know how to pronounce her name. It's not Keisha, it's Kyesha. She is on there for the show. This can't be anything else but being on there for the show, because Willie and Shonda was on this season, but they were also on last season as well. And I feel like if you really wanted to go ahead and shake things up, you could have did this last season. Willie was on making the band. I mean, he was on all types of stuff. And now you just coming out saying y'all was in a relationship since 2004. Girl, bye. But anyways, so of course Shonda had went over to the studio and confronted Willie about Kyesha and these text messages and the pictures that he was sending her, and she was like, why are you doing this? And he said, I guess I was feeling myself that day, I don't know. He did apologize, and he was like, I don't know this girl, I haven't met her before, but them text messages was a little bit more than you haven't met her before. So Shonda, my girl, was like, well, okay, that's cool, but we're gonna go ahead and meet her outside. I got her on the phone booth. So they went and met her outside. Kyesha's hair and all of the scenes, I'm just gonna tell you guys, was some tacky yacky. You could have came better, Kyesha. You came through with the tacky yacky. I thought you was gonna come through with something else, but girlfriend, tacky yacky. So tacky yacky is sitting outside waiting on Willie and Shonda at the parking lot. Willie said, before we even get here, I just want to apologize to you, Shonda. So Kyesha and Willie were going back and forth. His comebacks were kind of lame. He's like, you suck ass. No, I need you to come harder than that. I need you to defend yourself harder than that. But I don't know. I think he just kind of gave up in the argument, and they looked like they was both lying. So anyways, later on, towards the end of the episode, they did get into it at the restaurant because Shonda wanted to sit back down with Kyesha, and she wanted to see what is going on with this, because at this point both of them are really lying to her. And they sat down, and as soon as Takiyaki said, I was pregnant, I know Shonda wanted to slap that girl wig off, but she didn't. I was pregnant, but I lost my baby. So Shonda said, well, why did you lose the baby? Well, but you was pregnant at the same time I was pregnant. And she was telling Shonda that she was with Willie at a Red Roof Inn in Chicago. Girl, bye. I would never admit I was at a Red Roof Inn anywhere. That is so cheap and tacky. Girl, just like that weave, tacky yacky. So she was saying she's at the Red Roof Inn. Girl, don't you ever admit that in life again outside of national TV. And they was just going back and forth. But when Kyesha said, I'm still in love with Willie, that's when Shonda had jumped across that table. So I cannot wait for next week to see what Shonda is going to do about this Willie situation. But Willie, you better do something quick, man, because them Instagram posts talking about you love her ain't enough. You need to do more than that. Anyways, on to my second highlight. So, more drama in relationships. Masika Kalisha had made her debut this season. Now, if you guys remember Masika, she was from last season's Love and Hip Hop Hollywood, and she had like a triangle drama between her, Nikki, and Uncle Fester. I mean, Molly Mall. But basically, she is getting some attorneys together to petition Fetty Wap, which is the alleged father of her baby, to do paternity tests. Now, I'm going to spill some tea for you guys right quick. She was on the Breakfast Club this past week, and I'll get into a little bit more things that she was saying later on, but she did state that Fetty and her were in a relationship for about 2 weeks, and that's when she had got pregnant. Of course, it was no protection, so she got pregnant, and things had switched up once he found out she was pregnant. Now, apparently, he was on the Breakfast Club himself, and they were asking him about Masika, But it was kind of weird because when they were asking him, his current girlfriend, or she says girl of the day, was also there, and he did deny Masika. So I'll get more into that later, but yeah, that's a mess. On to my third highlight. So for this highlight, Ray J and Princess Love was having an engagement party. They had all their friends there, the parents, family, the whole Norwood family was there, including Brandy. Max Lux was also there, and Brandy Lux. So kind of during this scene here, Brandy, Norwood, and Princess Love were talking, and Princess Love told her that she wanted her to be a maid of honor for her wedding because she always wanted a sister, and now she finally got one. So Brandy Norwood, she was super excited about it. She loved it. So she became the maid of honor at the wedding. But Max Lux and Ray J, they were talking, and Max Lux was like, yeah, because Brandy Lux, she's excited. She's helping Princess Love out with the wedding. And Ray J is like, Princess hasn't been doing anything with the wedding. So he kind of bursted Max Lux's bubble. Now, previously, earlier in the episode, Max Lux had did a deal for $27,000. He gave Brandy Lux all of the money for their son Brandis to put away for his college fund. Now, in the previews for the upcoming episode, it looks like Brandy Lux is doing something with that money, and we're not really sure because Max Lux doesn't know where Brandy is going at night. So the preview kind of played into that. She's doing something sneaky. Now, I don't know what she's doing. It's in the dark. She's got on some glitter pants in the preview. I don't know what's going on, but she's doing something. So anyways, moving on from that whole drama, Ray J and Princess Love were doing their toasts, and Ray J had brought up this prenup situation that Mama Norwood was pushing upon him, and he said that I love her. I've never felt no other way about any other woman except for Princess. So he ripped up the prenup, and Brandy Norwood was cheering them on like, yes, go ahead and do that. But Mama Norwood was like, we're going to have a conversation about this because you think this is over? It is far from over. And you don't want to cross the mama. You just don't want to do that. Anyways, on to my fourth highlight. Moniece versus Princess Love. So Moniece was sitting down with Nia Riley and Masika at Masika's apartment, and she was talking to them about her experience with Princess Love, how they were both at Yandy and Mendice's wedding in New York along with Ray J. Moniece had approached Ray J and said, hey, Raymond, and Princess Love said that's not his name. His name is Ray. So they kind of got into it a little bit about Ray J's name because, Princess Love, she's real protective over Ray J, like real territorial. So Moniece, she was like, well, I always call him that. That's what I call him. I've been calling him that since we were teenagers. So Moniece had went on a radio station, and she did admit that her and Ray J had sex. And she was telling Nia and Masika she didn't care. She said that, and yes, I effed your man, and yes, I liked it. So Princess Love had met up with Jason Lee, who is Hollywood Unlocked, aka the messiest person in Hollywood. And she thought she was going to sit down for an interview to talk about her wedding. Actually, Jason had something up his sleeve because he was talking about the Moniece interview. So Princess Love, she cleared the air, and she said Ray J told her that it was just a one-time thing. They were 19 years old. He doesn't really remember it. And so Jason had asked Princess, what would you say if you wanted to send a message to Moniece, what would you say? And Princess Love said, I'm coming for you, B. Anyways, on to my fifth highlight. So for this episode, we really didn't see much of Tia Marie. However, she did sit down and meet with Moniece at the nail salon. And Tia Marie had asked Moniece if she's seen the interview that Princess Love did with Jason from Hollywood Unlocked. So Moniece said no, so Tia Marie handed her the phone. She watched it. And Moniece said, "I pity the day that Princess Love gets pregnant." So, just to go ahead and spill some tea for you guys real quick, Moniece was on TMZ and Milan was also there. If you guys recall, he was from last season of Love and Hip Hop Hollywood with Sir Brock and that whole drama situation. But him and Moniece are really close. So they were together. And TMZ asked Moniece, was she invited to the wedding? She did say that she was not. She also stated that she thinks that the marriage won't last longer than 2 years. However, she does think that Princess Love will get pregnant. But yeah, she was just talking a little bit of trash about it. And Milan was in the background saying, well, was it a TV show special? And she was like, no, it's for Love and Hip Hop. So she was kind of bashing him. But during her meet with Tia Marie, she did mention that her and Princess Love was going to sit down. So that's when the brawl is supposed to happen next week. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and spill that tea for you guys. So let's go ahead and get started. So I'm continuing on with the Masika Kyesha interview with the Breakfast Club. Now, really quick, Charlemagne, I need you to stop calling that girl other names except for Masika. He was calling her Mashika, Mikasa, uh Maria. I mean, he had all types of M names, and I was like Masaka, and I'm like, no, her name is Masika. That was a mess. But basically, she talked about all types of things. She talked about Uncle Fester. I mean, I'm sorry, Molly Mall. She talked about Young Berg's situation, but she also talked about how her and Fetty Wap had met. So if you guys don't know, Fetty Wap and Masika had met at a nightclub that was next to the W in Hollywood. Now, the she went to the club originally to see Fetty Wap to do a song with him, which was that, now I can't remember the title of the song, but she went there to do a song with him, and after they met, they kind of connected from there. And so Charlemagne had asked her how long did it take for Fetty to hit, and she said it was the next day, and they were going to get a house. They had all these plans, but again, when she had got pregnant, that was it. If you guys don't catch it, make sure you do for the Breakfast Club, the radio show in New York. Want to talk about Princess Love. Now, she had told us how she lost her weight. She was 163 pounds, and now she is 123 pounds. She had went alcohol free and vegan, worked out, and it took her 7 months to lose that weight. So congrats to her. I think she looks good. And if you want to book them two as a couple, they do have an Instagram together, Ray J and Princess. So now they are booking together. And speaking of Ray J, Raytronics is taking off. He now has the Smart Fan outside of his Raytronic bikes, where you can now hook up a fan device to your phone, and it will power itself from either your USB port where you plug in your charger. It will power itself to cool you off. So now you don't have to use a portable hand fan and your phone at the same time. You can free up one and just fan. Also, Shonda had went in on Twitter about Homegirl, talking about that she was in a Red Roof Inn. I just want to go ahead and give you guys a tweet that Shonda had put up talking about takoyaki. Stanky ass, I'm so done. Never in my life would I think I'm in a relationship with a Boggs that took me to a hoe in. Knock it off. Screw you both. Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. She did admit that this was actual situation. This is not staged, that this is a real thing that happened to her, and it makes her mad every time she sees the scene. So that's kind of sad. I feel bad for her. Also, an ex-Love and Hip Hop Hollywood reality star, Hazel E., yes, y'all, is back with Cat Williams. She had put it on Instagram and said there is a bond that just cannot be broken. More drama. I guess she'll be back on TMZ saying, oh my God, I got to get away from him. He's crazy. Anyways, that is it for you guys. Please make sure you subscribe.